4K combined with a disk drive combined with a super cheap price? Say hello to the Xbox One X. This console can still pump out extraordinary graphics and deliver impressive performance at just a fraction of the cost of the Xbox Series X. And honestly, the One X surprised me more than I expected. Just not always in a good way.
Oh, what the fuck?
But let's kick things off with the graphics, because the One X still delivers big time here. Now, this is not a 4K monster like it could be seen as back in the day, but more like a 4K budget console, since it's packing 6 teraflops of graphical power. But still, if we translate that into real-world usage, it means 4K graphics on many games. Some are native, and others are using dynamic resolution scaling. But honestly, the reason that I even got the One X in the first place was because I wanted to enjoy a more immersive gaming experience on my cozy ass couch. So, paying attention to whether or not the games are native or using upscaling, I couldn't care less since I can barely tell the difference and I simply want to enjoy the games for what they are. Besides, it generally was a good upgrade from my One S, since that console just didn't bring a whole lot of immersion with its wacky performance. That said, the good old One X still has a good amount of gas in the tank. It got a few shiny new AAA games that is ready to roll on the system, like Black Ops 6, which runs much better than I first anticipated. It runs like a dream at a silky smooth 60 FPS and what seems to be running on a 4K resolution. But if you play on stakeout, the FPS will drop because the action is too hot to handle for the console. But still, in contrast to the One S, and it's like comparing the One X to a potato PC. And then there is... actually that's the only new AAA game on the One X that I really care about. On this console you won't be seeing F125, Indiana Jones, and Starfield. Ha 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 ha. Unless you pay for cloud gaming. But you ain't buying an almost decade-old console to get a hold of all the recent stuff. But what you are getting though is the access to a beefy backlog of a solid collection of games. We're talking titles that may not be fresh out of the oven, but are still hot with a large player base. Sea of Thieves, Forza Horizon 5 and Far Cry 6 are all still vibin' and all still fun. Not to mention they run great on the One X. Actually way better than I expected for 8-year-old hardware. These games run on 4K. Sure, it's 30 FPS blah 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 on these specific titles, but it's still super enjoyable. Especially considering the phenomenally low prices these machines are going for now. I got both of my consoles for 3 Benjamins in total. That's actually $150 a pop, cause the special edition one cost me the same as the regular one. Very good. But honestly, these days you could probably scoop one up for around $100 if you keep your eyes peeled on the glorious second-hand market. So, budget friendly and still packing a punch? Yes, please. Alright, so remember those not so great surprises I mentioned at the start of the video? Yeah, well, owning an older console isn't all sunshine and silky frame rates. With age comes a few hiccups, and the first one is the hard drive. It's slow compared to today's snappy SSDs. And the thing that makes it surprising is that it's surprisingly slower than what I remember it being back in the day. In games like Black Ops 6 or Forza Horizon 5, you'll definitely notice textures and objects taking their sweet time to load in. And you'll be staring at loading screens for a lot longer than you'd probably like. Hey, at least the hard drive is 1 terabyte. Well, depends on how you see it. Luckily, you can upgrade the hard drive to a SATA SSD. And honestly, it makes the console feel like brand spanking new. Sure, it's still nowhere near the speeds in the Series X, but still, it's a massive step up from the stock hard drive and you will clearly see the difference. Now to the second and thankfully final not so good surprise. The HDMI port on my regular model is fried. Complete toast. A couple weeks back I decided to move it from the desk to the TV. Plugged everything in, hit the power button and... nothing. Just a sad, empty black screen staring back at me. Unfortunately, this problem seems to hit the One X more than other consoles. I even called it out in my last Xbox One X video, god damn it. So, if the HDMI port doesn't work at all, how could a console display whatever this is? Some sort of problem with the GPU? Nah. The HDMI cable wasn't plugged all the way in. And this happened on my fully functional Xbox One X. Anyways, let's get one thing very clear. The One X is probably not for everyone. Some folks might prefer the Series S, and honestly, I totally get it. If you're cool with dropping nearly double the price, you're getting a much faster machine across the board. But for me, the Series S just comes with too many trade-offs. So time for some rapid fire rounds of why I bought not just one, but two Xbox One X's.
Number 1.
The One X has a 4K disc drive. That means you can play Xbox One games, pop in movies for the 0.1% of y'all that still use movie discs, and it even supports a chunk of physical Xbox 360 titles. But not all of them sadly, which is why I still keep a 360 around.
Number 2.
It's smaller than the Series X, which is a huge plus when you're working with a tiny room like mine.
Number 3.
It's built like a f***ing tank. None of that wacky plastic bullshit. Its build is basically only screaming quality.
Number 4.
Many ports are very nice.
Number 5.
Still get updates.
Number 6.
The possibility to enjoy 4K gaming for under $100.
Number 7.
If it randomly dies, it usually doesn't require a fortune to repair it. Even if it completely dies, you don't lose a ton since it's quite inexpensive these days.
Number 8.
Has basically identical UI as the Series S and X.
And then we have number 9.
It works perfectly with the Series S and X controllers to add some sprinkle of that spicy modern flavor.
I sincerely hope you enjoyed my rapid fire rounds.
Alrighty, but now it's time for some fun stuff. The good old comparisons. Today's taste test will be featuring the One X versus the One S in... drumroll please... Shadow of the Tomb Raider! Like I've basically done in several videos before, but can you blame me? Not only is the game itself amazing, but also just such a damn good game to compare. We're kicking things off in the beautiful Peruvian jungle. The One X is straight up eye candy for your eyes, while the One S, is trying its best. But now, with the One X and Series X next to each other, can you even tell them apart? I mean, it's basically the same thing. Then we dive into the gorgeous, I don't remember what this place is called, but nice scenery, you know? Here the One X delivers an amazing immersive experience, with vibrant colors and exceptional details, making up for a stunning scenery. And finally, we descend underground to the Sea Note Caverns. And here, a sunken Spanish galleon awaits. Y es muy hermosa. I mean, it's not even a competition. The One X really puts the One S to shame when playing games like this. And it's not just Tomb Raider. The same goes for Far Cry 5 and Black Ops 6, for example. But I cannot say the same in Forza Motorsport 7 because it's well optimized on both consoles. So, taking a look at Forza Motorsport 7, the One X obviously takes the W, but the One S can actually keep up with, get this, 60 FPS. But now it's time for a bonus comparison. The One X puts out a bit of noise. It is more noisy than the Series X, but god damn, it's clearly not a jet engine. Looking at the graphs, the One X peaked at 51 decibels while running Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is higher than I got last year. I haven't changed the thermal paste on any of these consoles, only on the one with a broken HDMI port. Replacing the thermal paste would most likely reduce the noise a bit. Also, this was recorded on a very hot day, with my room at 28 degrees Celsius. Alright, but enough yapping. Who should get the One X? Honestly, it's quite simple. This is hands down the console for those wanna dip their toes into 4K gaming, preferably while chilling on a couch, get a little taste of the Xbox experience, enjoy the perks of a disc drive, and live without the fear of missing out of everything the newest hardware has to offer. And for, what, $100? The One X is kind of a steal. But if you still aren't convinced that the Xbox One X might be the console for you, then this video on the screen where I compare the One X to the Series X is finally crafted for you. And of course, do the usual YouTube stuff, subscribe, like the video, do all of that algorithm garbage, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.